Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today I am going to do part 2 to my 4th Project Redemption attempt of Pokemon Sun for a Nintendo 3DS. Now guys, if you remember the last video, you may remember a few things actually going on. I did make a few announcements for the last video, kind of like I did for the announcement video, 2 videos ago and all that stuff? But let me explain. I did an announcement video 2 videos ago. I did part 1 to Pokemon Sun, part 1 episode 1, part 1 episode 2, mainly because I was testing out the sound audio. The reason why part 1 had 2 different episodes was because of the fact that I wanted to make sure you guys can hear the audio. Because, like I said, guys, I don't know for sure whether you can actually hear it. If you get to your first battle very, very quickly, I might even try to test out some battle music to see if it would work. But let me go and explain. I did go back to the video again, guys, and you could actually hear some of the battle music really, really well. The only thing that's kind of iffy about the battle music is that, like, some of the sound for the actual, like, some of the trainer battle music. You know the battle music that I said before reminds me of Feraligatr? The do 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 do. There's some parts of that song where it'll cut out. Or it won't cut out, but like the sound will get drowned out for no apparent reason. And then it comes back again whenever like it gets to certain parts of the music. And kind of the same thing with Team Skull's battle music as well. But whatever. Like I said, guys, episode 1, part 1 in general was supposed to be me actually just getting started with the game. If you remember the episode correctly, I actually got a lot of stuff done. I got through the tutorial of the game, got through Professor Kukui's call, which he introduced me to the Alola region, talked about the Pokemon there, yada yada yada. He left the call. I'm gonna just give you a real quick summary of how it went. After leaving the call, my mom told me to unpack all those boxes, or help her unpack all the boxes. And that's where the cutscene with Lily and the Aether Foundation actually comes up. Don't say I spoiled the game for you guys, because the game is like 6 years old. So don't be saying I spoiled the game now. If y'all haven't played Pokemon Sun, then don't watch this video, okay? If you've played Pokemon Sun and you really want to see somebody do a project, watch this one, okay? But after the cutscene was over, it gave us the little transition for like 3 months. I don't know why it was 3 months before I got a Pokemon, but whatever. We got to the game where we had to go meet, where Professor Kukui busted into her house. Well, first off, my mom told Meowth to go wake me up, which for some weird reason, he spoke English, which may not seem weird to begin with, because I like doing funny things like that, but the weird thing about it was Meowth did not talk anymore. It's like he was contradicting what happened, because I know he talked the first day, but then all the other times he just went, meow, like he actually sounded like a normal cat. So, I don't know what the freak was going on with Meowth, unless he was trying to make me sound crazier than I already am. Trust me, guys, based on all the crap that happened, I wouldn't be shocked if I'm actually going crazy. Let me go ahead and I ain't gonna actually give too much of a summary. Let me give you a short and sweet version. Basically, we got through most of the beginning of the game. We got through the 3 painful things I was worried about the entire time. The trainer school, the battle with Captain Alima, and the first trial in the game. Here's the thing, guys. The next 2 episodes aren't going to have as much importance as some of the other ones, because this episode, I believe, is going to be very, very short. The only thing I'm going to do for this episode is try to catch Totodile and Cyndaquil. And you may wonder, Trenton, how are you going to accomplish that? Because you need the QR codes to actually be able to do it. Here's the plan. I don't have my 3DS plugged in right now, since this video is not going to be too long anyway. Here's what's going to happen. I put a video, I record a screen recording of a part of a YouTube video that actually has the QR codes in there. And what I'm going to do is whenever I get to the spot where I can get Totodile, and the same thing for Cyndaquil, I am going to try to go ahead and use that to my advantage to go ahead and actually take the pictures of the QR codes and then get the island scan thing available. When the island scan option becomes available, I'm going to use that to get both Totodile and Cyndaquil. The only thing I don't remember about this part is whether I have to be inside the area where Totodile is going to be at. I don't think so, but I don't remember whether you have to be inside the Melee Meadows or not whenever you go catch Totodile. My biggest fear is that I'm going to do the QR code scan, and then it's going to give me a different Pokemon that's not Totodile. And the same thing for Cyndaquil as well. Because I know Cyndaquil can be caught around the same area, but I don't remember if it's Route 3 or Route 2 or whatever. Now here's the thing, guys. With this episode, there's not going to be too much importance. My main thing for this video is to get through a little bit more of the story, and then try to get other things done. I'm going to get through more of the story to the point where we actually get to Lily, save Nebby again, and then around the time after we save Lily and she lets me move on, we are going to do the island scan. I'm hoping it'll work even if I'm inside or outside the Melee Meadow area. Because inside the area, I think Nebby... Actually, no, in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, he's inside of a cave. But in this game, he's not. But there's a little cave somewhere inside the Melee Meadow area that you go into. And that's where Totodile will be. Now, here's the thing. For this episode, I bought myself some Luttree balls and some Nest balls. I'm going to desperately try to get Totodile in a Luttree ball. And the thing is, if I can, I'm going to use 5 of them. It's kind of confusing, guys, I know, but I'm trying to figure out how to make this actually work. So, I'll have to figure it out. But, yeah. I won't switch the 3DS date to Monday now, but I'll do it I'll do it right around the time where we can actually get Totodile, because there's no point in doing it if we ain't gonna actually be catching him, you know. We will be catching him, but it won't be till later in the video. Along with that, guys, like I said, I will be trying to get Cyndaquil if it allows me. And then the next episode is going to be one more episode without much importance. But the next episode is also where you can expect to see me rage a lot more. Because I promised you guys that I would do a whole video of trying to find the 1% chance encounter of a Bagon. If I can't do it for episode 3, then I will try to finish it up in episode 4, or I'll just say, frick it, I'm going to look for him off camera. Last time I looked for Bagon, I think he showed up after the second attempt of finding him, surprisingly enough. But we're not going to get that lucky. We have 100 billion times more of a chance of finding Totodile and Cyndaquil in this episode than we would of finding a Bagon within the first hour of a video. Here's the thing, guys. If I can get this video done now, I might be able to actually try to catch Bagon within the next 3 or 4 hours. Thing is, be expecting the video to be like 3 or 4 hours long, because, well, what are we gonna do? We can't hardly get It's gonna be hard enough to find Bagon. Plus, it all depends on what we're gonna do about a fetching. I'm gonna tell you this, guys. When I get Totodile, the first thing I'm gonna do is get out of the area so we can all be safe, and then I'm gonna immediately go into Pokemon Refresh. Pet, 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 pet. Bean, 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 bean. Feed, 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 feed. You know, I'm gonna take care of my little buddy. I do the same thing for Cyndaquil, and I do the same thing for Bagon. Here's the thing. I am going to try a way to overtrain Totodile in this case. And that might also take me a few weeks to a month before I actually do another video. But understand this, guys. Did you see the issues we were having in the last video? We could barely beat Captain Alima. We could barely beat that stinking teacher. She didn't give us as much trouble as Alima or the Totem Pokemon did, but it took forever to take her down. It wasn't until I switched over to Popplio and decided to just freaking use Water Gun to finally take it out. So yeah. We did get, it was hard enough to get past Captain Lima because I had to use X defenses. But remember this, guys. I'm gonna need to get, I'm gonna need to figure out. Here's what I've heard. Apparently, apparently Yungoos is a good way to actually get attack stats. But here's the thing. I'm gonna take this at a different approach. I'm gonna try to avoid as many battles today as physically possible until I get to the Melee Meadow. Go in there, save Nebby, let the cutscene play for her to leave. Hopefully, if they don't force me out yet, get Totodile and get moving. Because again, I need to see if I can figure out how to get. This episode might be a little bit long just because of the fact that it's going to take me a while to get through the cutscene. Because I think Hal battles you coming up too. I think Hal does battle you, so I'll have to figure out a strategy for that. And I'll do y'all some bad news. If Pichu does not get any good stat gains, I am going to take him off the team. And that sucks because I have no other Pokemon that I want that could deal with the water trial. The water trial is going to be a pain in the neck unless I have a good Pikachu or a good Alolan Raichu. And it worries me because almost all the stats he's getting is 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 or something like that. He's getting a bunch of zeros and ones. And that's what worries me about this episode as well. If I get Totodile and Cyndaquil, how am I going to know they ain't going to suffer the same fate? That's why I'm thinking about saving whenever we do before we do a trainer battle with Totodile. Because if he levels up and the stats aren't good, I'll have to figure out what Pokemon does give him good stats, and maybe I can use that in my advantage to actually be able to level him up. And the same thing for Cyndaquil too. Maybe I can find something to level up Cyndaquil, and they'll give Cyndaquil good stats. But I don't know. That's the hard part about this episode, guys, because if I do this correctly, I can get Totodile and Cyndaquil this episode, and get started looking for Bagon next episode. But here's another problem. The QR codes are going to be a little bit of a pain. Understand this, guys, I am going to go and do the QR codes on camera. That way, I can just get Totodile and we can have the most fun. If you guys want to skip that part of the video, fine with me. But understand, I am going to go and do the QR codes during the video itself. So that way I can actually get Totodile and be able to just take that to my advantage. So, yeah, I'll have to figure it out. But this episode shouldn't be that long as it don't take us that long to get to where Lily is and all that stuff. Which it shouldn't, but I think we got a few forced trainer battles to actually worry about. So, yeah. Some of them I can avoid. I usually don't avoid trainer battles, but in the case where I need to get Totodile leveled up, yes. I'm going to be avoiding as many as I can until I get Totodile. And the same thing for Cyndaquil. If I can avoid that, I'll be good. Cyndaquil's going to be a little bit more tougher, though, because I don't quite remember where he is. Like, it could tell me he's on Route 2 or 3, but then what patch of grass? Does it matter? I don't know. That's the hard part about it. Plus, I don't know what kind of distance you have to be from the Pokemon is. That's what's kind of worrying me about Totodile. If I do the QR code scan and I'm outside the cave, outside Melee Meadow, will he still show up, or will I have to be inside the Melee Meadow for him to show up in there? I don't know. That's what's I forget how that works. But yeah. The next two videos, guys, aren't going to have that much importance. But if you want to see my new Totodile, my new Cyndaquil, my new Bagon, 3 of the permanent team members on my team, then you'll stay around. So, yeah. Understand, generally, whenever I get Totodile, I usually overreact. You guys may think I do that just for fun, but I feel legitimately happy when I get Totodile. I get so giddy. More than you guys can even understand. In fact, you may hear me freak out, but it's not going to be as crazy as it would be upstairs. Upstairs, I get about actually scream without something happening. But in this case, that would be probably the worst idea I could think of doing. But understand, guys, I will be happy to get Totodile. I'm just praying that he does not have an attack-lowering nature. If he does, we are fricked. I'm also praying that he has Metal Claw, Because if he doesn't, that could cause us a problem. Mainly because the fairy types in that game. If I build the team I think I'm going to build, well, at least from the 4 members I have so far, there is no Pokemon there that can deal with fairy types. If I keep Toucannon, I could teach him Steel Wing later on. But here's the thing, Feraligatr gets Metal Claw. It's just about keeping him safe. I don't know, guys. I'm going to end up doing like I did in all the other battles and just end up saving. I'm probably going to save instead of Meadow. I'm probably going to have to save right before I get Totodile. I'm going to have to say, I don't know if it works like this or not, but maybe if I save right before Totodile, maybe they'll let me keep trying to go for him, kind of like it did in Brilliant Diamond. Although, again, I am not quite sure about that. So, yeah. Obviously, guys, as you saw a while ago, I do have the pen. It's hard to see without holding it like this, but I do have my little trusty pen. So, yeah. I'm just praying that the Totodile I get has either a neutral nature or one that lowers a stat that doesn't matter to him as much, like special attack. Because generally Frogger has really... Well, he doesn't have horrible special attack, but his special attack is usually probably one of his worst stats. It's funny because the Feraligatr in Heart Gold and Soul Silver has not that great special attack and defense, but has great attack, defense, and speed. And the Feraligatr my buddy Feraligatr in Brilliant Diamond has really bad speed, but has decent attack, defense, special attack, and special defense. Like, do you see a weird thing there? I'll tell you something. If I get a Feraligatr that has the exact same nature as the one I've got in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I might legitimately go ballistic. Because that's like the best, that's like a coincidental thing. It's like, okay, I've got this Totodile that I love in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I basically got the same Pokemon again in Brilliant in this game. So yeah, the chance of that happening is very, very low. I don't know what to do if he has an attack or nature. Honestly, I may have to restart and try doing the QR codes again. That's the issue. I'm scared that the Totodile I'm going to get is going to have... I could say, like I said, I don't turn down a Totodile, but I don't want to end up being like Pichu. Because as you saw from the last video, Pichu is probably going to end up being garbage if his stats don't start going up. I'm going to give him a chance, guys. I'm going to give him until he turns into Pikachu. If his stats do not start going up more than just +1 and 2, when he evolves into Pikachu, I think he's going to get completely booed off my team. I hate to say that, but I may actually have to do that. What am I supposed to do? It's the same... I would never boot Totodile off the team, but I may end up having to save right before I start doing the QR codes. That way I have a chance of getting... I don't care what kind of Totodile it is. The only thing I want to know... here's the thing. I don't care if the Totodile is male or female. The only thing I pray to the Pokemon God that doesn't happen is that he doesn't have an attack-lowering nature. If he does, I'm screwed. I also ain't Totodile. I don't even care, as long as... Heck, I don't care if he has an attack-lowering nature if his stats will actually increase a lot more. Like if I still get +2 and +3 in his attack. I wouldn't care if he has an attack-lowering nature. As long as he's getting +2 and +3, I really don't care. You know, my biggest concern is the game's going to treat him like he's been doing Pichu. Pichu is suffering now. I hate to say that because I want to have an Alolan Raichu on my team. But again, what am I to do? I don't know. That's what worries me. So yeah, I do have 10 Nest Balls, and I do have 10 Luxury Balls. I am praying that I'll catch him in a Luxury Ball so he can become friendly to me right away. And what's more, the Soothe Bell is actually on Route 3. So if I can actually get to that point, I can actually get to Totodile become more friendly quickly. I can have a really affectionate Feraligatr. And I honestly can't wait to have that. Like I said, I know I didn't get to see him that much, but I honestly did miss my little son from Pokemon Sun and Moon last time. Honestly, getting to pet him again and seeing that big old grin on his face. makes me giddy, so giddy. I don't care if I don't win the lottery. Getting Totodile in a Pokemon game is like my version of a lottery. Because Totodile is my buddy, and I love him. Totodile may not love and respect me right off the bat, but trust me, he will eventually. Every Totodile has, and hopefully every Totodile will. I love Totodile. No matter what game it's in, him and me are two peas in a pod. We're so good together. We love each other. We work well together. Like, we're just great friends together. Totodile may not love me right from the get-go, but once he's been on my team for a while, he knows, hey, this trans can be very nice to me. I like him. Like, I'll always be nice to Totodile. If I hurt him, I don't mean to. You know, I don't intentionally mean to hurt a Pokemon. Like when I hurt Pichu sometime during the last video. Do you honestly think I did that intentionally because I hate Pichu? Let's get this straight, guys. I don't hate Pichu. The reason why I got him was so I could get an Alolan Raichu. The only reason I'm thinking about replacing him is because of the fact that he is not going to have any good stats. If he doesn't get anything good by a Pikachu, I may just have to say frick it and just say bye. I hate to say that because again, I'm getting Pichu to like me. He's liking me more than every other Pokemon right now. But I don't want us to end up in trouble, and that's what's going to end up happening. So I don't know. I'm just in a bad spot right now, and it really, really worries me. We'll have to figure it out though. Guys, this episode is all about me catching Totodile and hopefully Cyndaquil as well. Next episode, Bagon will be our target. And I will not stop. Unless I'm tired, I will not stop until I get the Bagon. So yeah. The next two, like I said, guys, the next two episodes may not be as interactive or as fun as the last one. But understand, this is more of getting some of my most favorite Pokemon. You guys know that once I get Totodile, I'll be the giddiest person in the world. I'll probably even end off the video with just this big old grin on my face. You know, kind of like Totodile or Feraligatr does whenever you pay him in a spot he loves. But yeah, this episode, all about catching Totodile. I do have my iPad plugged in, so that's ready to go. It's just about being ready to get the recording on whenever I get up to Totodile. So yeah, I'll have to remember to change the 3DS date once I get there too. We got to get past a few trainers and get past the part with Lily before we can do anything. I think there's supposed to be a few trainers in the side of the Melemele Meadow too. If I can avoid that, I would do everything in my power to avoid it. Because I am getting Totodile. I want my son with me. He'll make me feel whole. There's actually a Pokemon song that kind of reminds me of that. Or kind of reminds me of something like that. Because there's actually like, You and Me Were a Miracle. There's a part in that, I think an altered version, that actually talk about, like, you're the piece of me that I've always been looking for. I don't remember how it goes, but there's this little part that talks about, like, he makes, it's hard for me to explain, but if you want a short and sweet version, Totodile makes me super happy, and I'll honestly feel like I won the lottery if I get Totodile. I feel like I've won the Pokemon lottery, even if I didn't literally win the Pokemon lottery. I told you guys, I love Totodile, and I want to make him smile. I cannot wait to get him. And like I said, and something else, guys, he will be the first Pokemon I'll be going after. It'll be Totodile, and then if I'm allowed to, I'll go after Cyndaquil as well. So yeah. With that said, guys, I ain't gonna waste too much time. Let's find a good camera angle. Hopefully it's good enough for you guys to see the game. I can't turn the 3DS on this time because obviously, if I turn on the 3DS, it's going to waste my battery. So I'm going to hope I can find a good camera angle before I start. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go and get the camera turned around. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to catch Totodile and Cyndaquil. Hopefully we can get them both today, but we'll have to see. Alright guys, with that said, well here's the thing, let me go and say one more thing before I get started. If I can catch both Totodile and Cyndaquil in this episode, I will. But if I can't, I'll catch Totodile in this video. hopefully get Cyndaquil the next day and be able to actually get stuff done on there. And then the next episode after that will be the one we're catching Bagon. The next 2 or 3 episodes will be about me catching the Pokemon I want on my team. So yeah. We'll have to see that. We may do a few battles in this episode, but understand a lot of it's going to be more about catching Cyndaquil and Totodile. So, yeah. We'll have to see, though. Anyway, guys, let's go and get the camera turned around, and we'll go and see what's going to kind of happen from there. I cannot wait to get Totodile. So with that, guys, with a big old happy grin on my face, let's